program, Stu Almer, who is the president and CEO of the Gurwin Healthcare System, which includes Fountaingate Gardens in Commack. Is that correct so far, Stu?
That's correct. Good morning, Gianna. Thank you for having me on today.
Good morning, Stu. Thank you for being with us. All right, so let's talk about Gurwin, what Gurwin Healthcare System looks like and how it started, it looks like, as a 300-bed nursing home. So let's talk about the evolution of Gurwin.
Sure. So we are a full continuum of care based in Commack, Long Island. Our origin goes back to the mid and late 1980s, where we've now been able to develop, again, a full continuum of care. And our latest addition, just 3 years ago, is called Fountaingate Gardens, an independent living community and a very special, all-inclusive approach that we have.
Okay. Have you been with Gurwin since the beginning?
So I've been with Gurwin a little bit over 10 years and going on 8 years, proudly as president and CEO.
Talk about joining the family there at Gurwin.
Yes, very happy to be part of the family here. And our campus in Commack encompasses 36 beautiful acres with multiple levels of care. And that's really the focus today, is that we have an all-inclusive approach where folks can, quote, buy into our system for different levels of care should they or their loved one ever need it.
How does that work?
So once we developed Fountaingate, which is an independent living community, it's also known as a life plan community, a special state designation. Not as popular in New York, at least not yet, but individuals, for the most part, will have sold their property in the area. They come and live independently, but they buy into, they have some options, basically a life plan package, should they or their partner or spouse ever need the services of our assisted living facility or of our nursing home. They have that available to them. They will have purchased that product.
Okay, so how does that work? So you buy into the system, you have the property there. How does it work? What happens to the property as, I guess, you would move over to the assisted living facility or the nursing home later on?
So someone typically would sell their home, and as if they were buying another home, they pay what's called an entry fee. An entry fee could be anywhere from $400,000 to $1 million, based upon the level of apartment. If they ever need to move over to the other levels of care, they will have paid for that upfront, or based upon the model they've chosen, they will still be entitled to potentially 60 days of lifetime use, either in assisted living or the nursing home. The beauty of this and the safety net approach of this is that as someone moves over to a higher level of care, they don't lose their apartment. They've already paid for the apartment, so they don't pay anything additional because they've had to move over or their partner move over to another level of care. And also, unless the apartment is fully vacated, then at that point, it comes back to us, and then we're responsible for resale. So this is really made easy for members, for their family, and as if you were selling your own home, they can get back as much as 80% of the original investment, which can also be bequested to a family member. So again, it's almost the same as if you're buying a home. You have the safety net of those services available to you at no additional cost, other than the cost of the life plan initially.
So what I'm hearing, and correct me, I want to see if I understand, because I think that, I'm wondering, so all of the costs are up front, so that someone wouldn't have to worry about like an entire estate being taken ultimately, right? Because everything is up front?
Correct. And there is a cost to purchasing a life plan package. If an individual has very good long-term care insurance coverage, they may not need to purchase that package up front. So it's catered to each individual's needs when they expressed interest in coming here. But Yes, it's for the most part upfront. There are monthly fees for maintenance and for the cost of the life plan package, but everything is really determined for the most part upfront to make it easier for anyone who elects to live here. And when folks do the side-by-side comparison and you realize it's truly all-inclusive, for example, meals, parking space, use of our gym, all of the amenities that we have, taxes rolled in, utilities. When you do the side-by-side comparison, even maintenance or housekeeping needs, usually it's found to be affordable. People don't realize that it is, and then they realize that it is when they do the side-by-side comparison.
When you're talking about rolled in, are you talking about like the upfront costs, or are you talking about, you said there are some like monthly fees?
Well, there are monthly fees that covers maintenance, but for the most part, everything is included with that entry fee that I noted earlier.
All right, and let's talk about some of the ways that these plans are personalized. You've already mentioned some of them.
Sure. So, so if someone comes in and they let's say they don't have long-term care insurance, it would be to their benefit to pay upfront the additional fee for the life plan and the monthly fee. It's expensive, but we also know that the cost of care in assisted living or a nursing home, should someone need it, is also expensive.
Right.
So this is really almost like taking out another insurance policy, but we don't know what needs we're going to have going forward. In the 3 years we're open, we've seen a number of members, something has changed with them or their partner's health, and they've needed to move on. And we work very closely with the members to make that as seamless as possible. We keep them in the family. And whether or not they've purchased a life plan package or not with us, once they're here at Gurwin, they're in the family, and we work very hard to keep people independent and in place, but you also know that things change with health.
Yeah.
And sometimes folks need to move on to a higher level of care.
What kind of things do you do to help members stay independent?
Yes, that's a good question. So many amenities and services we have are designed to keep people well. For example, last year we began having outpatient rehabilitation offered at Fountaingate. Should someone need it, their doctor writes a prescription and they can receive physical therapy or occupational therapy right at Fountaingate. We have our own in-house pharmacy at Gurwin, so if someone wants to have their prescriptions filled, it's filled on-site here. They don't have to go to a local pharmacy. We have many educational programs, such as our library. We have an art room. We have lectures. In fact, we have physicians come periodically, specialists from the local tertiary medical centers nearby, and they provide lectures on orthopedic care, nutrition, whatever the needs are. And that's really designed to help maintain wellness for folks. Mm. All of these services are also available from these medical facilities right nearby in Commack. There isn't a service that's not offered and is always available to members who are here.
So tell me more about Fountaingate Gardens. How large did you say the campus is? I imagine, is it a community? Is everything there in the neighborhood? Talk to me about the physical layout of this place.
Sure. So we have 36 acres on a beautiful campus along a roadway that has the Commack Library, that has the Suffolk Y next to us. And I'm mentioning that because there are so many other services available to individuals nearby. On our campus is our flagship, Gurwin Jewish Nursing and Rehabilitation Center. That's our 460-bed nursing home, our 210 apartment assisted living facility known as FACHE Lindner Residences, and Fountaingate Gardens that I've mentioned, which is 129 units. It's 3 buildings. It's a beautiful clubhouse, an interconnected smaller residential building of 27 units, and a larger building known as the Parkview at 102 units.
And when did it open?
So we opened approximately 3 years ago.
Oh, wow. So it's very, very new.
Still very new, very modern. In fact, I'd love to discuss some of the amenities. For
Go right
example,
ahead.
on the exterior, we have a pickleball court, we have a bocce court, we have full gardening area that the members operate and
Aw,
utilize themselves.
I love
Um,
that.
a stream and fountains that go through the entire property with like a geyser.
Hmm.
We have recently added a putting green, or two putting greens, I should say. There are so many amenities. We even added a dog park last year, a real
Cute.
deal dog park. So
Okay, so
members, if
members
they have
members can
pets,
have pets.
yes.
Fabulous.
And then if we go to the inside of the building, we have a very large heated saltwater pool.
Wow.
We have a very modern gym. In fact, one of our staff is a full-time personal trainer. And if you join us, you have a certain number of hours per month that you're entitled to work with the personal trainer. As I mentioned, the rehab is offered here. So we've done a very good job in the 3 years we're open of continuing to evaluate what are the services we could add to make Fountaingate and Gurwin stand out and be special.
So,
The fact that we have had a strong history in healthcare, sets us apart from others, and we're large enough in scope and diversity that we have services that others can't fully provide.
when you're looking at while you're hearing from the members, what are some things that you're looking at as you look forward here that they want, etc.?
Yeah. So we know that socialization is the most important need of the members. So the dining experience in our big, beautiful dining room is so important to them. The programming that we do is important. They want to hear about health and wellness and fitness.
Mm.
We've found that approximately 60% of our members are former school teachers.
Oh,
We have
cool.
many former engineers. So these are very well-educated individuals. They enjoy the educational programming that we have. But we also include activities such as trips to New York City, cultural events that we take them to on Long Island. It could even be a beach visit, or it could be a museum tour. This is all we do as part of our whole program at Fountaingate.
What were some that you did this summer? Cultural events and field trips, etc.
So, first of all, the Frick Museum was a trip that the residents recently took. And also in New York City, the Metropolitan MoMA, I should say, was a great experience for the residents this past summer.
Beautiful. We love the
Also,
MoMA.
local plays and activities, and also we have I mentioned the Suffolk Y next to us, where there are many events. We often fund those events for the members to be able to enjoy going to.
I am learning about the Frick Museum because I didn't know about it before our conversation right now. So I'm learning all about the Frick collection on the Upper East Side. Cool stuff, Stu.
Yeah, great things. Lots going on here. When individuals visit us and tour the campus, they're always pleasantly surprised with all that we offer. It really is a beautiful campus and experience.
And I want to let folks know they can go to fountaingateli.org to find out more information. Before I let you go, Stu, is there anything that we didn't talk about that you want to make sure our listeners know before I bid you a beautiful rest of your Thursday?
Thank you. The only thing I would want to mention is that very often we typically don't plan for our futures or plan for or only plan when we're in a crisis. And my guidance to anyone is to really to do your homework, plan
Yes.
for the future, plan when you're not under duress.
Right.
It makes it much easier to transition. There are great options here, and the members who join us often always say, they wish they came sooner because they realize how much is here and how much we've made lifestyle easier and, in fact, better for them.
So before I let you go, toward that end, questions that people should be asking, even if they're not, ready to move or to make a change, just in researching and kind of seeing what's out there, what questions should folks be asking when they visit facilities like Fountaingate Gardens or those with the Gurwin Healthcare System?
Well, they should certainly tour. One of the things we offer are trial stays at no charge. If someone wanted to spend a weekend here to see the experience, do they like it? They should talk to existing members who are here. I think they'll find that our members here are very satisfied and pleased that they came here. It's really doing your homework, but also, again, that side-by-side comparison. When you think something is not affordable, you may find that it is, and that appears to be the case here.
I love that note about talking to the membership. You can learn so much from people within a community when you are looking into something. I'm Gianna Volpe. That was Stu Almer.